Hello, all. Welcome back to Consciousness Rising book readings, and I'm going to continue on with chapter 6 today. 6 of 9 chapters. So this book's pretty small. It's not a big book, but you know that goes to show to me that truth is always simple. It has been obfuscated to be complex when it's not. That being said, let's continue. Chapter 6. Democracy. Slavery impersonates liberty. The absolute pinnacle of cultural success is to convince people that they are free in their slavery. Democracy is an invented theory, not a moral truth. It is a construct of evil. It was created to impersonate freedom while still maintaining the grip of law over people. As in every instance in history, the pattern of tyranny repeats itself by reinventing lies to hide the same slavery. Democracy is about making slaves and masters of slaves. The teachings of the world's great democracies are those of liberty and a voice for every person. They teach us that democracies are the greatest possible form of government. The reason they give is that democracy offers a voice for the common man. Unlike kings, dictators and communists, democracy allows most people to have a say in the affairs of their neighbours. The evil of democracy knows no freedom. A free person has none to enslave him. Instead, democracies offer everyone the opportunity to enslave you. Majority rule. Democratic culture teaches the rule of law. It teaches that law created by majority rule is morality. Any law, any demand, any punishment is moral when implemented by the majority. Perversions of democracy, such as democratic republics and supermajorities, are no different. Any law able to be passed by representative, majority, supermajority, or any other group becomes morality. If you can convince 50% of other people to enslave themselves or their neighbours, is it moral? If you can convince 66%, 75%, 99%, or everyone, is it morality? The affliction of law is a gain to evil. Evil seeks control over people in order to destroy their worth. It does not care who enslaves whom or why. There is no morality in law. Democratic teaching says that as soon as the legal voting bloc approves a law, it is right and proper to inflict it upon a people. Why should the destruction of your freedom be acceptable just because someone else says so? Does evil become righteous when more people desire it? Would evil be righteous if all people desire it? Tyranny by one king is the same as tyranny by 100 million kings. It is the nature of compulsion in law that is evil. How the law is achieved is meaningless. Hiding tyranny in the constructs of representative government and majority rule is commonplace in our modern world. After so many millennia of royalty and warlords, people have learned to see some of the evil in tyranny. Thousands of years were required to discard the notion of nobility and divine right to rule. Today, many in the world have an understanding that there is no birthright to rule over others as a king, but the deviousness of evil has pushed that burden upon individual concepts instead of upon itself. Evil teaches modern peoples that royalty and dictators were a mistake, but that submission to your neighbours is right. In early US history, the majority allowed the enslaving and systematic dehumanization of Africans. Did the law of democracy moralize slavery? Theories such as majority rule are inherently evil. Evil would have you believe that evil is good and that freedom is anarchy. From the position of a free individual, it is horrendous to watch members of a democracy not only swallow the rule of law as inflicted in all manner and form upon their lives, but also to witness the self-same victims inflict differing versions of morality upon their neighbours. Some people believe that democracies are a safe and proper form of government since the majority of people are decent. They believe that the majority will set proper rules for the minority. This belief teaches two lies. First, that there is nobility in law, that it is right to force the minority to obey. Second, that the minority, if left to themselves, will destroy the lives of everyone else. The minority are controlled and forced by a system of police and law to conform to the correct manner of behaviour defined as crime. None of this has anything to do with defending the liberty of the majority. It is about controlling the minority. It is about conditioning the majority to the taste of evil. The thirst for power over others is the lure of democracy. There is no majority. The modern history of powerful democracies has shown that there is no such thing as the majority or the minority. Factions of ideologies within populations fragment democratic societies into countless splinters. Different approaches, compromises, and rules break apart any possibility of a single majority, while still creating endless compulsion via law. Because of this, you are guaranteed, regardless of who you are, to be in some majority circles and some minority circles. You will taste of both the control over others in dictating law and in the slavery of having law dictated upon you. Your neighbour, who may otherwise think like you, will be willing to sacrifice your liberty to achieve some of his means. Likewise, in a democracy, you will be tempted to make criminals of your neighbours. As soon as culture teaches people that it is right and proper to destroy liberty under any premise, authority splinters and tyranny grows. Violence and destruction. Democracy creates violence and destruction. Democracy teaches people that it is proper to inflict your will by force upon others. Indeed, it teaches people that they are entitled to take anything from their neighbours by force. Democracies are always welfare states because everyone is able to create laws legitimising theft. The strongest democracies have the highest taxation and the most regulation. Government employees are able to influence laws to benefit their own positions and salaries. The more regulation created, the more opportunities for pirating in the name of propriety. Many wish to control behaviour in the name of religion, environment, economics, decency and safety. Democracy teaches that these things have more value than human beings. Evil always teaches that achieving specific behaviours from people is more important than the people themselves. Evil would have you believe that righteousness is found in propriety instead of in you. When democratic cultures strengthen, it is obvious to anyone that the legitimacy of law is a farce. Any law is noble as soon as it becomes law. What would be considered the crimes of kidnapping, mugging and murder are now committed for you, in proxy by police. Mature democracies will find certain people who begin dispensing with the excuse of law and simply take what they want when they want it. This is no more evil than law, just more efficient. The height of democracy is the chaos of men stealing from men, destroying each other's liberty at will, and crushing the human spirit simply because they can. The height of democracy is an inability to think, to speak, or to act for fear of law. This is not anarchy. This is tyranny. Tyranny is always disguised as culture and law. Perfect evil. To understand the nature of democracy, it is essential to understand that evil is the destruction of freedom. The stability of control is the engineering design of culture. The more stability that authority can be exerted with, the better. Stability in history is non-existent. Wars have been fought continually, empires have been born and destroyed throughout the millennia. Nearly every excuse for tyranny has been tried and eventually overcome. Human beings seek liberty in their lives because liberty is the nature of humanity. Liberty is life. Our continual struggle against evil has been recorded by history. Evil has eventually lost every war it started. This is a testament to the strength and goodness of humanity. It is also a testament to the adaptability and evolution of evil. Every form of tyranny has failed because people eventually recognized it and retrieved their own liberty. Evil has found a solution to its losses in making partners of its slaves. Democracy is the greatest evil that can possibly exist. It is a greater evil than communism and a greater evil than royalty. All other forms of tyranny are obviously evil because they allowed a few to control the lives of all. Freedom was destroyed for nearly everyone. Democracy, however, teaches that you are free enough to vote a seemingly better system. Unfortunately, it legitimizes other people voting away your freedoms. This makes it evil. What makes it pure evil, and the greatest form of evil that can possibly exist, is that you also vote to take away freedoms. Everyone becomes a slave, and everyone becomes a master of slaves. Perfect evil. Okay, powerful, powerful stuff. That concludes chapter 6. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're learning lots from it. And if it resonates, please share the whole playlist. Take care, guys.